Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever found yourself standing on the edge of a decision, heart racing, palms sweaty, staring at the weight of the world pressing against your chest? I've been there. The world can feel overwhelming, like a storm raging around you, whispering lies that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes. But let me tell you something, storms don't last forever. And that knot in your stomach, that's not fear, that's the spark of potential waiting to ignite. When I was young, I had every reason to believe the whispers. Born without arms and legs, I was told by society's standards that I wasn't normal, but normal is overrated, isn't it? Normal is the ceiling we impose on ourselves when we're too afraid to dream. I had to make a choice, a tough one, to look beyond what I didn't have and start focusing on what I did. And I promise you, it was the hardest and most rewarding decision I've ever made. You see, the greatest battle isn't with the world around us, it's with the voice inside that says you can't. Every time I fell down, every time I felt like giving up, there was a choice: stay down or rise. I learned that falling isn't failing, staying down is. Each fall taught me something new. It taught me resilience. It taught me gratitude. And it taught me the power of a determined heart. Now close your eyes for a moment. Picture the thing that's been holding you back. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's rejection, maybe it's a dream that feels so far out of reach you've convinced yourself it's impossible. I want you to see it clearly, because we're going to dismantle it today, piece by piece. Not with rage, not with regret, but with purpose. Let me ask you this. If failure wasn't an option, if fear wasn't your constant companion, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you become? You see, the greatest tragedy in life isn't falling short, it's never trying. Failure at first glance feels overwhelming. It's like a wall that suddenly appears blocking your way forward. You may feel frustration, disappointment, or even shame when things don't go as planned. But what if that wall isn't there to stop you, but to teach you how to climb higher? This shift in perspective can completely transform how we experience setbacks. Think of failure as life's greatest teacher. When we fail, we're presented with an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to understand ourselves better. Success often hides the areas where we need improvement, but failure brings them to light. It challenges us to think differently, to adapt, and to persevere. It's the fire that forges strength, creativity, and resilience. This perspective shift requires humility and patience. It's about reframing failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as a valuable lesson. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" When you do this, failure becomes a tool for growth rather than a source of despair. Great achievers in history, scientists, leaders, inventors have all failed countless times. But they understood that failure wasn't the end, it was a clue, a step toward eventual success. Every failure refines your approach, sharpens your skills, and brings you closer to your goals. By seeing failure as a friend, not an enemy, you empower yourself to embrace challenges with courage. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about facing it with the confidence that every stumble is an opportunity to rise stronger. In this way, failure becomes not the end of the road, but the foundation for a greater journey ahead. Within each of us lives a voice of doubt, a quiet but persistent whisper that surfaces in moments of challenge. It tells you you're not good enough, or what if you fail again? This voice feeds on fear, magnifies insecurities, and keeps you anchored in the past. If left unchecked, it can paralyze you, stopping you from taking risks, chasing dreams, or believing in your own potential. But here's the truth: that voice isn't reality, it's just noise. It represents the accumulation of past fears, societal pressures, and negative experiences. The real challenge is learning to silence it and replace it with the voice of truth and possibility. You have the power to change the narrative playing in your mind. Start by recognizing that doubt thrives in the absence of action. When you hesitate or avoid challenges, doubt grows stronger. But when you take even the smallest step forward, it begins to shrink. Every little victory chips away at the false belief that you can't succeed. You also need to challenge doubt with evidence. Reflect on past moments when you thought you couldn't do something but succeeded anyway. These moments are proof that you're stronger than you think. Surround yourself with positive influences, mentors, uplifting books, and supportive friends who remind you of your potential. Their encouragement can drown out the voice of doubt. Finally, remember that doubt often appears at the edge of greatness. When you're about to try something new, exciting, or meaningful, fear and doubt creep in. That's a sign you're growing. Instead of avoiding that discomfort, lean into it. Use doubt as a signal to keep going, to push harder, and to prove it wrong. Challenging the voice of doubt is an ongoing battle, but every time you confront it, you reclaim a little more of your power. Over time, the voice of doubt will fade and the voice of confidence will take its place, guiding you toward the life you're meant to live. One of the most damaging misconceptions about failure is equating it with falling. The truth is, falling is part of every journey. It's a natural and inevitable step toward success. Failing, on the other hand, is choosing to stay down when you fall, letting fear or disappointment define your next move. Picture a baby learning to walk. They fall countless times, but does anyone call that failure? Of course not. Each fall is a necessary step in mastering balance, strength, and coordination. Adults, however, often lose this perspective. We see falling as proof that we're not good enough or that we'll never reach our goals. But falling isn't the end, it's just a pause before the next attempt. Each time you fall, you're given a chance to assess what went wrong and adjust your approach. Maybe you need to refine your skills, seek advice, or try a different strategy. Falling isn't a sign to quit, it's a signal to learn. Every successful person has fallen more times than they can count, and it's those falls that taught them resilience, persistence, and determination. Consider this: falling means you're moving forward. You're trying. You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And that takes courage. It's easy to avoid falling by staying still, but stagnation is the real failure. When you fall, you're making progress, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. The key is to reframe your mindset. Instead of asking, why did I fall, ask, what can I learn from this? Embrace the fall as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. And most importantly, don't let the fear of falling stop you from taking risks. Every fall is a testament to your effort, and with every rise, you become stronger, wiser, and closer to your goals. Remember, falling is temporary. Failing only happens when you stop getting back up. Keep rising, because every time you do, you're proving that falling is just a part of the climb to success. Setbacks are inevitable in life, but they don't define your story. How you respond to them does. Every setback, no matter how painful or discouraging, carries within it the seeds of a comeback. The key is learning to see those moments not as the end of the road, but as opportunities to recalibrate, grow, and come back stronger. A setback is like being knocked off course while sailing. It's frustrating, even frightening, but it doesn't mean you'll never reach your destination. It's a chance to adjust your sails, reassess your direction, and find a better path. Some of the greatest comebacks in history were born from moments of despair. Think of athletes recovering from injuries, entrepreneurs rebounding from financial ruin, or individuals who faced personal losses yet rose to incredible heights. To turn a setback into a comeback, you must first embrace it as part of the process. Denying or avoiding setbacks only prolongs the pain. Acknowledge what went wrong, but don't dwell on it. Instead, focus on what you can control: your next steps. Each setback is a lesson in disguise, teaching you what doesn't work and preparing you for what will. Resilience is the bridge between a setback and a comeback. It's about keeping your vision alive even when circumstances seem stacked against you. Remember that failure isn't fatal and it doesn't define your worth. With perseverance, the very thing that knocked you down can become the foundation of your greatest victory. Lastly, don't be afraid to seek support. Comebacks aren't meant to be solitary endeavors. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Their encouragement can reignite your motivation and help you see the potential within your struggle. Setbacks may slow you down, but they don't stop you unless you let them. Every great comeback starts with a decision, the decision to keep going. Rise from your setbacks, and you'll discover that the strength you gain from overcoming them is often the greatest reward of all. Resilience is the secret ingredient that turns obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into breakthroughs. It's the ability to bounce back after a fall, to adapt in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward when the odds are stacked against you. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's a skill you can build and refine, a formula you can use to thrive in the toughest of circumstances. The first component of resilience is self-awareness. It's about understanding your emotions and how they affect your reactions. When you face a challenge, take a moment to pause and reflect. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? Resilience begins when you can identify those emotions and channel them constructively rather than letting them overwhelm you. Next is optimism, but not the blind kind that ignores reality. True resilience comes from realistic optimism, the belief that while the road ahead may be tough, you have the strength and resources to navigate it. It's about focusing on what's possible, even when faced with challenges, and finding solutions rather than dwelling on problems. The third piece of the formula is adaptability. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and rigid plans often crumble under pressure. Resilient people learn to bend without breaking. They're open to new ideas, willing to change their approach, and unafraid to take a different path when necessary. Adaptability ensures that setbacks become opportunities to innovate and grow. Another crucial component is support. Resilience doesn't mean you have to do it all alone. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, friends, family, mentors, or colleagues who believe in your potential. Their encouragement can remind you of your strength when you start to doubt yourself. Lastly, resilience thrives on action. Even the smallest step forward can reignite your momentum, break challenges into manageable pieces, and tackle them one at a time. Progress, no matter how small, builds confidence and reinforces your ability to overcome. By combining these elements, self-awareness, optimism, adaptability, support, and action, you create a formula for resilience that can carry you through any storm. Resilience doesn't eliminate challenges, but it equips you to face them with courage, strength, and determination. It's the foundation of growth, the bridge from struggle to success, and the power that ensures failure is never the end. Fear is one of the most powerful barriers we face on the road to success. It whispers doubts, amplifies risks, and convinces us that staying in our comfort zone is safer than stepping into the unknown. But fear, though intense, is an illusion, a mental obstacle that loses its grip the moment you decide to face it head on. The first step in breaking free from fear is understanding its source. Fear often stems from uncertainty or a fear of failure, rejection, or judgment. It thrives on what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, trapping you in a cycle of overthinking and hesitation. But ask yourself, how many times have your fears actually come true? Most of the time, fear is a projection, not reality. Next, shift your focus from fear to possibility. Instead of asking, what if I fail, ask, what if I succeed? By reframing the narrative, you change fear from a force that holds you back into one that propels you forward. Imagine the person you want to become, the goals you want to achieve, and how incredible it will feel to prove your fears wrong. Action is the antidote to fear. Taking even the smallest step toward your goal disrupts fear's power. The act of doing transforms fear into confidence. You realize that the monsters in your mind are far smaller than you imagine. Each step forward builds courage, and before you know it, you've created momentum that fear can't stop. Fear also thrives in isolation, so surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you. Share your fears with someone you trust. They can provide perspective and remind you of your strengths. Often fear loses its power when it's spoken out loud and confronted with reason. Finally, learn to embrace fear as part of the journey. Fear signals that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. It's a sign that you're challenging yourself and moving towards something meaningful. Instead of running from fear, lean into it and use it as fuel to push forward. Breaking free from fear doesn't mean you'll never feel afraid again. It means you've learned to act despite it. It means recognizing fear for what it is, a temporary emotion, not a permanent roadblock. When you face fear with courage and determination, you unlock the potential within you to achieve extraordinary things. In the face of challenges and setbacks, it's easy to focus on what you don't have or what's going wrong. But the real power lies in the ability to shift your focus to what's working, what you've already overcome, and the blessings that exist in your life, even in the toughest moments. Gratitude doesn't just change your mindset, it transforms your entire experience, helping you find strength even in adversity. Gratitude is about recognizing the value in the present moment, no matter how small it seems. It's not about ignoring the difficulties you face, but about acknowledging the good things that continue to exist despite them. Whether it's the love and support of friends and family, your health, the lessons you've learned, or even the simple joy of breathing, there's always something to be thankful for. This practice shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, helping you feel more grounded and positive. When you cultivate gratitude, you also begin to see setbacks in a new light. Instead of viewing failures as something that happened to you, you can reframe them as opportunities for growth. Gratitude helps you appreciate the lessons hidden within struggles, reminding you that the hard times are shaping you into a stronger, wiser person. Additionally, gratitude strengthens resilience. It serves as a reminder that no matter how difficult a situation is, you've survived 100% of your bad days so far. By actively practicing gratitude, you build emotional resilience, which is crucial when facing future challenges. You realize that setbacks are just temporary roadblocks, and your ability to rise from them is not only possible but guaranteed when you approach life with a grateful heart. Gratitude also has the power to transform your relationships. When you focus on what you appreciate about others, you strengthen your connections and deepen your sense of community. It shifts your energy from complaints to praise, creating a positive ripple effect that encourages others to be grateful too. Gratitude fosters empathy, kindness, and understanding, qualities that help you face obstacles together and support each other in difficult times. Finally, gratitude fuels motivation and progress. When you acknowledge what's going well in your life, you begin to feel more capable and empowered to continue striving toward your goals. Rather than being consumed by what you lack, you draw strength from the recognition of your current achievements, propelling you forward with renewed determination. Gratitude is a quiet but powerful force capable of transforming challenges into opportunities. By focusing on the good, even when things are tough, you not only improve your mental and emotional well-being, but also set yourself up for greater success. It's the foundation of a resilient mindset, allowing you to face any situation with strength, clarity, and an unwavering belief that better days are ahead. When faced with failure, setbacks, or obstacles, it's easy to get consumed by the moment, the disappointment, the frustration, and the fear of never moving forward. However, the key to overcoming any challenge lies in your ability to see beyond the immediate struggle and hold on to the bigger picture. Having a clear, long-term vision can give you the strength to push through, even when the present feels overwhelming. Vision beyond the fall means focusing on your end goal, the reason you started in the first place. Whether your goal is personal growth, achieving success in your career, making a difference in the world, it's important to keep that vision at the forefront of your mind. When you're in the midst of a difficult situation, remind yourself of what you're working toward and why it matters. That bigger purpose gives the struggles you're facing context. It turns challenges from roadblocks into opportunities to learn, grow, and build resilience. When you can maintain this long-term vision, you stop seeing failure as the end of the road. Instead, you begin to understand that setbacks are part of the process. They're simply bumps along the way, nothing more than temporary detours on your path to success. In fact, some of the most successful people in history have experienced massive failures, but they kept their focus on their end goal and refused to let a temporary setback define their journey. Another key aspect of vision beyond the fall is resilience through patience. Understand that big dreams don't materialize overnight. They require time, effort, and persistence. When you experience a setback, remind yourself that it's all part of the long game. The journey is just as important as the destination, and each step, whether forward or backward, brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. Finally, believe in your ability to adapt. Vision is not about rigidly holding onto one specific plan or path, but about staying flexible in your approach. The vision remains the same, but the route you take to get there may change. Embrace new opportunities, pivot when necessary, and trust that every challenge offers valuable lessons that will help refine your direction. Having a vision beyond the fall allows you to stay grounded when things don't go as planned. It gives you the strength to push through tough times, knowing that these struggles are only temporary steps on the road to something greater. Every setback is just one chapter in your story, not the conclusion. By keeping your eyes on the prize and remembering your purpose, you'll always find the strength to rise again. The power of overcoming challenges isn't limited to your own growth. It's something that can resonate with and inspire others. When you rise from a fall, push past fear, and continue despite adversity, you set an example for those around you. Your journey, with all its ups and downs, becomes a source of motivation for others to find their own strength and perseverance. Inspiring others starts with sharing your story. Often we feel the need to hide our struggles, thinking that vulnerability makes us weak or unworthy. But in reality, sharing our challenges, our falls, and our rises can have an incredibly positive impact on those who hear it. When people see that you too have faced difficulties and come out stronger on the other side, it shows them that they are not alone. It reassures them that their struggles don't define their future. Your resilience gives them permission to keep going, to face their own challenges with courage. The more authentic and honest you are about your journey, the more it connects with others. People don't need perfection. They need to see the human side of struggle and triumph. They need to know that success isn't about never failing, but about never giving up. As you share your story, you inspire others to find their own courage, face their fears, and take action. You become a living example of the fact that failure is not the end, but a chance to grow, learn, and ultimately succeed. Mentorship and support are powerful ways to inspire. Sometimes the best way to lift others up is by offering guidance and encouragement. If you've experienced failure and come back stronger, your insights can help others navigate their own journeys. You don't need to have all the answers sometimes. Just offering a listening ear or sharing how you handled setbacks can make a world of difference. The simple act of being present for someone else's struggles can be transformative. By mentoring others, you show them that their dreams are possible, and you give them the tools to keep going when times get tough. Moreover, inspiring others isn't just about sharing your successes, it's also about showing vulnerability. The honesty in sharing your challenges, failures, and the emotional ups and downs of your journey gives people permission to do the same. It creates an environment of empathy where people feel safe enough to try, to fail, and to rise again. Your journey becomes a symbol of strength and hope, not just for yourself, but for everyone who's watching. Your success is a gift to the world. The more you push through your struggles and achieve your goals, the more you inspire those around you to do the same. When you use your experiences as a way to help others, whether it's through your words, actions, or simply by leading through example, you create a ripple effect. One person's success story can become the spark that ignites the courage in others to take the first step toward their own dreams. Remember, your journey isn't just about you, it's about how your perseverance can light the way for others. By embracing failure as part of your story, you can show the world that no matter how many times you fall, the most important thing is that you get back up and continue moving forward. Your resilience can be the inspiration that empowers others to never give up on their own dreams. One of the most empowering truths about failure and setbacks is that growth is endless. No matter how many times you fall, how many mistakes you make, or how many goals seem out of reach, there is always room to grow. Failure is never the end, it is a part of the journey that fuels your transformation. Growth doesn't stop when you reach a certain milestone, nor does it plateau after a success. In fact, the more you grow, the more you realize that growth is a continuous process. Each experience, whether successful or not, offers something to learn and expand upon. Every setback is an opportunity to refine your character, to develop new skills, and to push yourself beyond limits you once thought impossible. The beauty of growth is that it knows no bounds. As long as you are open to learning, evolving, and adapting, you are constantly becoming a better version of yourself. The moment you believe that you've reached the limit of your potential is the moment growth begins to stagnate. But when you embrace the fact that there is always more to learn and more to become, you unlock a lifetime of possibility.